What are today's top talent leaders doing to be different? That's the question we set out to answer at the Recruiting Innovation Summit. For 2 days, we podcasted live at the Chatterworks booth to ask the question, what are you doing different? This is the Talent Shift.
This is William Tencup, and we are joined by Brandon. Brandon, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Ryan's also with us.
Yeah, he forgot me again.
Always happens.
Okay, man.
He does that.
It's
Forever in their hearts. Sidekick.
Oh, God.
See, the thing is I'm his sidekick.
Yeah.
That's what, because somebody asked me that the other day. They're like, what does Ryan do? And I'm like,
Everything.
well, he carries my luggage. And then and they're like, dude, that's hard. I'm like, actually, he manages sales, manages customers. He does this, he does that, knows more about all the things that we do. I just kind of show up and hope.
I hope you got another 20 years of showing up, to be honest. And I've told Steve Levy this, man. In 15 years, I'll push him around the conference floor.
100%.
Get him his pudding cup. So consider that offer open to you, William.
I love it.
Nice.
And I
Well,
love
Shalley's
Steve.
being pushed around today.
He is.
He's
he
over
is.
there now.
Recovering from surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something.
Sounds like an excuse. Ruptured Achilles or something.
Yeah. Kobe played on it. He shot a free throw.
Yeah.
Shot 2 free throws.
That's nothing but excuses.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, what's your excuse?
Anyhow,
Too pretty.
Brandon, do us a favor, the audience a favor, and introduce yourself. Tell us what you're doing.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Brando, aka Brandon Jeffs from TLDR, Director of People and Talent. I'm a people team of one, recruiter boy for sure, and work the recs, write the checks. TLDR is one of the largest tech newsletters in the world, so doing in-house stuff these days, having fun.
Dare we
using
say
automation.
the best tech newsletter? Dare we say?
You said it.
Okay.
I'll double dog dare you.
I think it is, actually.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I like it because it explains things on a level that I can understand because I'm not a technologist.
Facts. Yeah. It's one of the better technical newsletters.
Right.
If you're looking to learn more about tech,
Right.
Sound credible with your hiring managers, and to just know what's going down in the world of programming, startups, VC. I mean, you could even go, like, if you're a DevOps recruiter, like, you could go into the DevOps newsletter, throw it into ChatGPT, and then just prompt yourself to sound more credible with your hiring managers, to sound more credible with candidates. It's really a fascinating time in the world of self-education that I'm pretty excited about. So, yeah, I'm pretty evangelical about telling my friends about it.
You working remotely?
Fully remote, no office.
Yep.
Never will be in office. We
Right.
are hiring. Posted a software engineer job yesterday. Actually, last night I posted it. 500 applications this morning.
Oh, my goodness. How are you filtering?
So we've got some automation processes within the ATS.
Right.
Software engineering hiring is one of those interesting ones because you want just enough
Right.
of the right candidates.
Right.
And traditionally, what we've seen the last few years, software engineers don't want to fill out job application
I don't want to do
questions.
tests. I don't want to do any of that stuff.
Yeah, so it's a combination of some of the automation that's baked into the technology on the back end that I can pull some strings on, but then pretty traditional methods of, like, throwing really quality job screening questions to slow candidates down just enough,
Just enough.
so you can get that signal that they want in, especially on the go-to-market side. When I post, like, an AE role or an SDR or an ops role, it's like, let's see a little bit more from candidates in 2025.
Yeah.
Is it typical that you're getting 500 applications when you post that quickly?
Good God. Yeah, in less
That's
than
a
12
lot, yeah.
hours?
Oh.
That one was fascinating, and here's why it's fascinating, because it's a case study in job ad distribution.
Right.
We have 6 million software engineering subscribers to the TLDR newsletter. Where do you think I posted the job?
Yeah.
Where do you think I didn't post the job?
Well, it isn't accountantsinvermont.com.
Yeah.
So that's one of the places you didn't post it.
I'm
But you
assuming
probably
Monster didn't get your business.
But probably, people have used typically, at least historically, GitHub, Stack Overflow, maybe Indeed. But I know that's the sourcing out of those two technical communities has been popular. I don't know if it's been effective.
It's not TLDR.
It's not TLDR.
Y'all said it.
Done. So what's keeping you up at night these days?
Toddlers. What about you?
That's a good answer.
My sons are 19 and 14, 15 respectively. So not toddlers. Although my wife would love to have grandkids. So
too young for grandkids.
Yeah. I don't think
well, your kids are too young to give you grandkids.
I don't. Yeah. I'm not really a supporter of this theory.
No.
Yeah, Ryan, you got to go back to carrying the bags, man.
Yeah. I got to get bag carrying. That's how I'm going to do it.
No, so, I think what's keeping me up at night is a lot of the reasons we gather here. Like, what are the questions that we're trying to solve? How do we reach candidates in a way that meets them with a lot of empathy and enthusiasm? I keep hearing about people who say they're burned out. And that's the stuff that keeps me up at night.
Right.
Because the way I see it is we all have a choice in life. If you are choosing and accepting to be burnt out, go on, move on, do something else.
It's okay.
Today is a new day. Tomorrow is an even better one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the stuff that's keeping me up at night is a lot of these talk tracks that we're hearing within the HR ecosystem. And when you really boil it down, it comes to a point of negativity.
Right.
And my whole
choice.
Exactly. And my whole thing is like, how do we get excited about candidates? How do we get excited about the jobs that we're selling to them? How do we get excited about the problems that we're solving with technology?
Right.
And then how do we break it down at each stage of the candidate and employee funnel?
And be more centric to their needs rather than our needs. Ish?
I think it's a give and take.
Okay.
It goes back to the operational workflow of each stage. So, for example, like if I'm asking a software engineer to maybe do something in an application process they haven't done in the last few years, where it's maybe, candidates are used to companies courting them or chasing them down. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, TLDR, this is a hot job. This is somebody's dream job. This is software engineer 1, baby. Like, this is it. This is the realest of the dealist. However, I might ask you to put 500 characters in answering a job screening question. If you want the job, do the job.
Yeah.
And I think that goes back to assessments. If we take it down funnel a little bit, there's a lot of sentiment on Reddit anti-work. There's a lot of sentiment on LinkedIn.
Oh, yeah.
Assignments are bad. Assessments are bad. Let's just hate on it. It's called free work.
Yeah.
Man, if I'm a candidate, why wouldn't I want to demonstrate that I am better than the other 1,000 folks? I just told you I got 500 applications overnight. What are you doing to stand out?
That's right.
So it's a balance. It's a give and take. But I think our job in recruiting is to approach that with a younger generation of the workforce and shepherd them with empathy of saying, like, here's how you can structure a resume. Here's how you can leave a little sauce on the plate for the hiring manager to get them to lean in.
Right.
Yeah.
I think what I've seen in technical hiring work pre-COVID, I'd say, is explaining the process very early on to people and going, okay, first thing we're going to do is you do this, and we're going to have a team interview. Okay, after if that goes forward, it's like if-then statements, right? Because they understand if-then statements. And so it's like explaining all of that and just being really transparent. This is going to take us about 3 days, whatever the bid is, and explaining to them because they're logical, they're challenge-oriented, and they're logical and rational, or they wouldn't be in development.
Man, Tincomb, if you like if-then statements, you should see my sourcing automation and my rec ops workflow.
Ryan, being a sourcer for much of his life, would probably understand it better than I would.
Well, yeah, for sure. And I would love to see it. And I feel like he's going to break it out right now.
He's got it. Let me do it.
I was showing folks earlier. Actually, I got a chat. I'm looking at my homie who I worked with in a previous company, and he's working at a talent intelligence company. He's going to help me with just a couple of scorecard tweaks to make sure that everything is tip top. I think that's the benefit of attending these types of events is spending that face time. You build these relationships over time, but also like, man, if you showed up to do a conference and you didn't bring your laptop, what are you doing?
Yeah. There's a lot of people that don't bring. I don't think you bring your shit on.
Oh no, I never bring your laptop.
Yeah.
Well,
but then again, I'm not trying to learn. I'm not going to content sessions.
That's true.
So, I mean, this has been my record is right here.
Yeah.
You earned the right to just speak.
You've earned the right not to bring your laptop.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. You know, it took me a long time to realize that I got to that place, and it's just like, yeah, I don't need to do that anymore. Sorry, past that. It was a very early time in my career.
He was like 33 when he
Yeah, I
realized.
was about to say.
Yeah. So, all right. Question, this is outside the box a little bit. Does TLDR ever become a recruiting tool? By the smile on his face, I feel like there's an answer.
It already is.
Not just for you. Not internal.
Oh.
Externally, does TLDR get into the recruiting game for tech hires?
Slack is like Stack Overflow and GitHub ish.
Knock, knock, Dan Nee, are you listening?
And are you going to run the product line?
Let me flip it on you. What would you like to see from this type of product?
Yeah.
Quality candidates delivered. Give me my quality candidates.
Yeah. If you have 6 million candidates subscribed.
That's just in one of the categories.
You have the foundation to build something.
You already got the community.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these tools have, take your pick. They're all around us.
They don't have community.
Right. Everybody can fucking source. Everybody can throw a fucking AI bot in there to go find candidates in your own system, rank them all that stuff.
Right.
But they don't have candidates that trust who they are. It's the talent community.
A talent pipeline.
There's 6 million candidates in your database that trust what you say.
And it goes back to like the question that you prompt with, and it's like, what are the best recruiters doing to differentiate themselves today? I think it's that. How do you control your own distribution? How do you create these niche experiences that can activate a candidate on the flip of a switch? It's the old idea of pipelining versus sourcing.
Right.
When does an applicant become a candidate? What is the difference between a candidate and an applicant?
I think some of the people that are doing social now, Joel Lalji, Jeff Shapiro, there's about, I'd say 20 of them that are really doing LinkedIn well. They're really doing Twitter well. They're really doing TikTok well, whatever that is. I think that's building that distribution, natural distribution of people liking your content. And then all of a sudden you throw out, hey, I'm hiring for, maybe not you, but maybe you know somebody that fits this description. And that's just, they built that audience.
I've always been a big brand guy. And I think it was Q3 2022, CNBC published that the number one job choice for Gen Z was corporate recruiter. Number one. I'd love to see how that ranks now.
Yeah.
Because of the brands.
That's part of it, because then it was like 2 through 5 were marketing roles.
Yeah.
And the through line is storytelling. So we tell these great stories, and a lot of people think employer brand is one thing, but it's really how we make people feel. And your employer brand is not one uniform concept, especially when you talk about like global companies and cultural differences and expectations 100%. And the relationship to work across generation. Like Tin Cup, you're 100. Like you think about work different than I do.
Right.
Which is different than the 25-year-olds that are rolling through, which I'm excited to welcome into this space.
He still gets a pension.
What's that?
I had to say.
Did you say I had a pension?
Yes. When he worked, they had pensions.
They still do.
I know.
They still do.
Not many. Not many.
All right. So Ryan and I disagree on this topic. We're going to say pro or con.
Cool.
Ryan's 22 years old.
Okay.
This is an in-person interview.
Okay.
Let's just say it at the office or Starbucks, doesn't make a difference, but you're in person. And Ryan at 22 has his phone with him. And during the interview, he's interacting with his phone while also interacting with you. Do you hire?
You're interviewing me right now, and I'm just texting away.
Or whatever. We don't know what you're doing.
We don't know what he's... Absolutely not.
We'd have no idea. You could be looking at TikTok, Pornhub, whatever. Who cares? The point is, he's got a phone, and he's doing a bit with you, but he's also doing a bit with himself. Do you hire?
Absolutely not. No, man. It's
I'm 0 for 3. I'm on the other side.
You're crazy, dude.
Yeah,
I
he's
just
fucking idiot with this.
maybe I'm.
No, they grew up with the phone. They can text all they want.
No. You got to see the forest through the trees. It all relates to like, well, what did we then prompt that individual? Is this person in a client-facing role? Did I prompt him with an engineering question?
Right.
Did I ask him to use a resource? So what was the prompt there? But the question behind the question is, how do we perpetuate what it means to be professional, to have strong communication skills? What are the competencies that we're assessing in
But
those
what if
interactions?
they can do all that while doing their phone?
I don't think they can.
Well,
Even
the
if they
thing is-
can, it's just
Well, I don't think they
disrespectful.
can for certain roles. If Ryan is a seller
right.
and we're in an interview for, say, an AE or he's 22, so probably SDR, entry level
Mhm.
role.
Right.
If you can't captivate the interest of another individual like one-to-one and pay attention, like you're not going to be able to do that
Fair.
on a call.
Fair.
And I would never put you in front of a
Yeah.
client.
Right.
If Ryan is a software engineer or he's an operations person, and I said, hey, Ryan, here's this structured competency-based behavioral interview question, and now I want you to flip it into a hypothetical, use this tool, feel free to use your phone, create an Excel model for this.
Yeah, but that's giving permission. That's,
Exactly.
That's different.
And then if Ryan's turning around and cranking it, and if I'm running the question against a rubric that includes how fast can this person do it from their iPhone
Right.
16, whatever number we're on now,
Right.
like, and Ryan crushes it, like, sweet, Ryan gets a job. If it's aligned
But if they're
to the interview question,
but if I'm just interviewing,
get out
and
of
you're
here,
in the
man.
middle of conversation, and I'm just like,
See,
hey,
Go get my
Mom.
bags.
my
Right, exactly.
take is
That's why I get the bags. I text them.
these kids have grown up with their phone, and now we're expecting them not to use their phone. It's an unnatural environment.
I see what you're saying.
So we're biased because this is the way
Ooh, I like that.
respect. You're showing me respect by paying attention. Well, who's to say that people that have grown up with a phone can't do both?
You know where this goes is into like policies around dress code. And what does
Right.
it mean to be professional? And I do this bit on my podcast called Inked In,
Yeah.
where it's like Miami Ink, or
Yeah.
it's like if you're an HR person, because that's my guest on the podcast, it's like, tell me a story about a meaningful tattoo, or what does it mean to be professional? And then we tie it into like how we can let go of those biases around what it means to be professional. Like I'm sure Sam Walton seeing you with a braid down to your butt back in the 80s was like not professional to him. However,
Never mentioned it.
you developed a relationship.
Never mentioned it. Never came up.
And that's cool. If maybe he did think it was professional because he judged you based on you and your work output
That's it.
100 years ago.
So I'm 0 for 3. Ryan,
You can be 0 for 4 the next time you ask somebody.
I'm 0 for 2 trying to make Ryan laugh, calling Tin Cup 100.
he's got it now. All right. So last question. You touched on it just a little bit earlier, but you're at Recruiting Innovation Summit. What are you trying? What do you hope to get out of this experience?
I'll tie it back to the OG prompt too, and what you just shared about early career folks. One of the biggest investments an early career recruiter can make is just showing up. Invest in yourself. Spend $1,500 to come to a recruiting conference instead of going to Coachella. Show up with a little bit of humility.
Depends on who's playing.
That's true. Who are you trying to see? Bring your selfie stick. Go up to your heroes. Ask questions. Talk about your actual workflow. I know there's a lot of recruiters that are out of work right now, and they're like, man, am I going to spend $1,500 to go to a conference? Like, I don't have a job. And it's like, well, maybe that $1,500 gets you your next job.
That's right.
Yeah.
And SourceCon and ERE has always been a place of that workshopping. We talked about bringing your computer, talking about your problem set. Shout out to Shannon Pritchett, OG, for always leading with, hey, this is what I'm working on.
Right.
Like, where else can you go in your profession and be in a room and sit down with folks that have done this work who are the MVPs of the industry, that are in the Recruiting Hall of Fame?
Right.
Like, Shally is right there.
Right. Go talk to him.
So
He's not in a good mood today.
I think like it's just showing up to conferences because
Love you, Shally.
you asked about like what a great recruiter can do. And I think a great recruiter what they can do in 2025 is create moments of serendipity. A good recruiter can work a process, fill a pipeline, get a hiring manager interviewing. But can a great recruiter create moments of serendipity that are these light bulb, whatever that saying is, moments
something
for a
lights.
Candidate? Yeah, something about the lights. You've been spending too much time at the Sphere. That can get a candidate to lean in, because recruiting is all about influencing human behavior.
Right.
I've done it a couple of times, actually, and I've impressed myself. Like, I guess, like, one person's birth order here, they said they had like 5 kids, and I got lucky. And like, I have this uncanny ability to get these like random facts right. Like, I guessed some random sports position right of a candidate. And if I could just like do these little parlor tricks,
right,
maybe I'm a different recruiter than the other 10 recruiters in their inbox. And that's all it takes. And I'm going to have a ton of misses. I've got an entire 10-year career of recruiting misses to go along with those little humble brags. But yeah, I think that's why I'm here, is like, how do I create more moments of serendipity, but also how do I pay my respects?
Yeah.
How do I say thank you? How do I kneel and kiss the ring? Like hearing Glenn's talk this morning, man, that's awesome. Having a conversation with him last night. Seeing Jerry 5 times a year. Like, that's amazing. Carmen Hudson. Shout out to Carmen Hudson. FaceTiming with Brian Fink while he's not here this week. Like, these are my people, man. And like, that's because I just got introduced to them, had a little bit of humility, asked them good questions. Maybe I cracked a bad joke or two. But now they're in my DMs.
That's right.
And I want to pass that torch forward. The only way to do that is by showing up and saying hello to the average conference attendee. And that's actually one thing we're missing here in this whole experience. I think micro conferences do it well because there's more intimacy. But if you go to Vegas and it's like a 2,500 person, 3,000 person conference, like, there's the social hierarchy.
Right.
And the social hierarchy of the conference is this. Boom.
Yeah.
Caterers, day workers, labor, the staff, putting tablecloths out, running food. I've done that job. I am so grateful I did that job. Then you have the attendees. Ask their manager for $2,500 to go learn something. They show up. Then you've got the folks that have been around, the friends, the influencers, the speakers, inner circle, the clique, if you will. Then you got the vendors, making the vendor expo hall a fun, memorable experience, leaving with a new baseball cap. Then you got the people throwing the party, making all the money. The most important people in there, I think, are the average folks.
Yep.
Like, who's that random person that's working
100%.
at like a mom and pop S&B in Salt Lake City that's coming out to a conference to learn something? How do we create this experience for them that gets them excited to be great at their craft? There's a million ways to make a living.
Right. Why?
I'm just grateful that recruiting is mine.
Drops mic.
Can't finish anything. That's it.
Walks off stage.